Henry, we know where the two lads stand, so I'll go to you. Who's going to win this?
Well, I think the gap of 16 points in the league final is too hard to bridge for Tipperary. I just think Galway are good. And the one thing that's impressed me about Galway this year has been their aerial ability. Liam touched on it, that primary win, and I would not be surprised to see one or two high balls going in. Galway can grab it and get a goal or two. If they get that goal or two and win that prime possession, I think they're going to do it.
All right, Henry, thanks for that. Donald O'Grady, by the way, is down pitch side for us today. And we'll get another neutral view from Donald. You heard, I think, Donald, what Henry Shefflin had to say up here. He thinks Galway might just be able to shade it. Do you share that?
I think if they play as well as they can, Michael, that they might shade it by a point or two. But the talk down here on pitch side is that Tip may make a change that Dan McCormack will move to midfield and Michael Breen into the half-forward line, which will give Tip a lot more scoring power. And of course, the middle third is what it's going to be all about. There's going to be big clashes there. But I think whoever supplies the full forward line, because both sides have fantastic forwards, whoever gets the better ball in there are bound to win this match.
Donald, thanks very much for that. Let's get a quick final word from the two boys. Cyril, if this doesn't work out for Galway today, where is it going to go wrong?
Well, I think our backs really, like, if they can get on top of the Tip forwards, like, we'll be in trouble if Shamie Kennedy's, if we allow them space to open up, they'll dance. If they get room to dance, Michael, they'll dance well into Capel. But like the last, I'd be happy with the defence so far. This is their biggest test, but I think they're good enough to get through.
Liam, Cyril is happy so far this year. Tip fans are not happy so far. Where are you today?
No, they're not happy so far, and I think they're probably, you know, Tipperary today, I think, is hoping that their team gets back to the highs that they got to in 2016, because if they do that, they are a match for anybody, and they'll be a match for this Galway team. Galway have that 5-week layoff. Tip have come in, they have a bit of momentum coming through the qualifiers, but they are going to have to play to a level that they haven't found all year. And as I said, if they can get through that first 15-20 minutes, ask a question of Galway, get 3 or 4 points up, and then we'll see what's in it, because I think this first half is really something we're all looking forward, and we're going to save it the next 35 minutes, that's for sure.
Yeah. We're looking forward to it. Thanks, lads. You can hear, by the way, commentary Ask Gaeilge on today's match here on RTE television, and you will find details at rte.ie/sport. Here on this channel, in the commentary box, we have Ger Canning and Michael Duignan.
Thank you very much indeed, Michael. For sheer entertainment value, it's hard to beat Tipperary Galway matches over the past few years. We use the phrase only a puck of the ball between them pretty frequently in hurling, but in this case, it really is true. Galway winning by a point in 2015, Tip by 1 last year. And go back to the quarter-final in 2010, the year Tip won the All-Ireland when Liam Sheedy was manager, and it ended Tip 316, Galway 315. What'll happen today? We'll find out very shortly after the anthem. There are about 60,000 people here in Croke Park this afternoon. The All-Ireland hurling final is 4 weeks away. Will Tipperary still be involved? Can Galway keep their hopes of glory alive? The match has been handled by the referee Barry Kelly from Westmeath, his 3rd year in a row to handle a Galway-Tipperary semi-final. And the match about to get underway. Big group of players in the middle of the field to start with, and it's Galway who make the early advances here through Joseph Cooney, and that ball has gone to the right and it's gone wide.
Yeah, Ger, as expected, Niall Burke gone from full forward out to right half forward, Conor Cooney gone full forward, and Cathal Mannion into top of the left, in on Donna Maher, and you've Conor wheeling over on this side on Michael Cahill. And just looking at Tipperary have a few changes there, so I'll catch up on them in a second.
As Darren Gleeson pucks out for the first time down towards John McGrath, comes across, slips it back as far as Dan McCormack, and McCormack has the first shot on the target, but hits it to the left as well. So a wide piece, not noted as a scorer, Dan, but very much a creator.
Yeah, he's in the middle of the field, probably one weakness in his game. Noel McGrath looks to be at centre half forward, Michael Breen right half forward, and Bonner Maher interestingly out in the left wing. Pádraig Mannion's been very influential for Galway all year, and Bonner is out on him.
That ball batted down there, but it's picked up by Cathal Mannion, immediately taking on Donamar. Mannion very near the sideline, reinforcements arriving there. Joe Canning getting a first touch on that towards Joseph Cooney, who hit the first ball wide for Galway. Back there is Seamus Kennedy. Kennedy under ferocious pressure, and the linesman over on the far side, John Keenan from Wicklow, has his flag raised, and it's going to be a line ball straight away. Joe Canning will be the one who will take it. Seamus Kennedy, number 5, UCC student. Think of the action early on. There's been a lot of rain here since about 1:30 this afternoon, so Joe Canning just making sure that the handle of the hurley is dry. We know what he's capable of with these. This is 4th ever All-Ireland semi-final. He's got 23 points in the past from the previous 3. Cuts it in, sharp angle, and he's hit it to the left-hand side, and that's a second wide for Galway.
Yeah, the ongoing debate about those line balls, you know, should you keep them in play? And Joe going out to take most of them from anywhere out to the middle of the field early, and a few of them go over, they look great, but a lot of them go wide.
He's a bit of a risk taker, but when they go over, as you say, they are spectacular. Here's Bonner Maher trying to make some early advances. Down he goes, free into Tipperary, and this should be the opening point of the match.
Yeah,
Maher.
and that's what he does so well. It was highlighted for the game. Look at him in there straight away. Brilliant pick-up, and it was Adrian Toohey who came across and fouled him, and that's what Bonner Maher brings to this Tipperary team.
Little rush of blood to the head there on the part of Adrian Toohey. So it'll be Seamus Calden to calm things down here and to get the first score of the match, some 35 metres or thereabouts from the target. The wind has been whipping up a little bit. It's behind him at this stage. Straight and true, and the opening score arrives in the 3rd minute. Well, that's a positive start from Seamus Calden's point of view, and Michael Ryan will be happy that his side has got away to a good beginning. John Hanbury all the way down beyond Mannion this time, and there was a foul which the referee has spotted, and the player who was fouled over there was Conor Cooney.
Yeah,
Barry.
and Jared, that tactic of Galway all year, the short puck-outs as much as possible, and we saw Cork doing it as well during the year, where they can get the cornerback or fullback, and he's pucking the ball over the half-back line, right into the full forward line, and you'd imagine Tip will push up and make them puck the ball where it'll be landing on the half-back line, where the two Mahers are very strong in the air.
There were so many questions before all of this, Michael, of course, about that Tipperary full back line. Just how solid were they going to be today? You can be certain Galway will test them. Joe has missed a line ball, put it to the left of the post. His first free then, coming up here. Chance to level it. And it comes down off the post. It comes down to Cooney. Quick turn, and that one's gone over the bar. Conor Cooney, the scorer. It's a point apiece.
Yeah, Conor Cooney outstanding. Look at Joe's free here, off the post, and Conor Cooney very quick to react and quick swiveling over the bar. He scored 8 against Wexford, and he's having a fantastic year.
It really is a lethal finisher, Conor Cooney. Change the direction of the puck, out over it goes over there. Cross goes John O'Dwyer all the way back, and that one's gone over the bar. It's gone flying over there from the wing half back. It is Seamus Kennedy, 2nd game in a row for him to score. Scored in the All-Ireland final back here last September. Took the little pass there from Bubbles O'Dwyer and hit it beautifully over and tipped back in front again. Cathal Mannion looks up, trying to play it into space there towards Johnny Cohen, but cut out well. Beautifully down into the path here of Noel McGrath. Has a look at the target at Hill 16, down there, up into the air it goes, and he drops it over the bar. Good point by Noel McGrath. So a very bright start by Tipperary.
Yeah, and you know, obviously Michael Ryan thought about this. Garrod McInerney, very inexperienced at this level, and Noel McGrath, a brilliant player, great score from him. He saw Bubbles the previous ball, very, very sharp and great vision to pick out Seamus Kennedy, and great start by Tip, looked very sharp. They looked at it in the warm-up and sent it to before the game.
Dan McCormack has won this loose ball, back here as far as James Barry. Back out it comes once again. Mickey Cahill then clearing it away down into that inside forward line once more towards Calden. Runs on there. Adrian Toohey getting involved once again, has possession. injured in the semi-final last year. Well blocked down this time. It was Bonner-Marr who made the block. Pressure on. Porrick Mannion getting it away left-sided into midfield. Out came Conor Cooney to try and collect this one. A lot of Tipperary players there. Cooney won it. Gives it out as far as Conor Whelan. Whelan letting it in. Should be the goalkeepers. Does well under ferocious pressure. Managed to stay on his feet and outside the goal area. Really good work that time by Darren Gleeson. Quite a threatening ball that one was from Conor Whelan. And there's an injury to one of the Tipperary players. Good goalkeeping.
Yeah, that's Dan McCormick who's down injured, but a high ball, it hung in the air, and a great take there by Darren Gleeson. And you can see the way he kept his arm out, kept the ball outside, made sure he didn't cross the line.
Well, certainly the ball was out and he was under ferocious pressure. Surely he was being fouled there, in fact. Seemed to be pushed in by Cathal Mannion. Good stop anyway. And the player who was injured there has had to be replaced momentarily by Sean Curran, temporary substitution.
Yeah, and Bonner-Marr's helmet ended up off him as well down there in that incident. See here, Dan McCormick got a slap in the hand there, completely accidental.
That was Conor Cooney picking it up, sending that ball in. So Sean Curran is on, at least momentarily. Free to Tipperary, which is taken by their goalkeeper, appearing in his 20th championship match. All the way down towards the half-forwards this time. Comes back out to Sean Curran, making an early impact, trying to hand-pass it in towards Brendan Maher. Didn't quite succeed in that. One back by Noel McGrath, a back out as far as John O'Dwyer, and Bubbles has a shot on the target, and it's a successful one. A point for John O'Dwyer.
Yeah, and look at Noel McGrath again. You're just one little great first touch and little side step. Look at the vision to put it out. A lovely feet again by Bubbles. Little swerving over the bar.
Again, Galway not quite getting tight enough on the shooter that time. This time it's down off the hand of Kennedy. Galway have it back. Conor Whelan looks up. It drops in. It took a long while to find the range, but it's got over the bar. It's a point for Galway, scored by Conor Whelan, their 20-year-old. High up into the air from outside the 45-metre line. Seems to take an eternity before it dropped over to make it 4 points to 2.
Yeah, certainly I think the wind is favouring Tipperary. You could see that ball hanging in the air for a long time.
Well, Tip trying to use the elements then for the opening 35 minutes. Trying to apply the pressure once again. Noel McGrath collects it. Supported here well. Well, that wasn't the best of shots. Brendan Maher getting forward here. He got the last point of the match in the quarter-final against Clare from a free. 7th semi-final for him. Another one for Michael Ryan. Big day. Semi-final of the All-Ireland. 4 weeks away from Hurling's biggest day in September. Donamar under pressure, under real pressure, because Cooney's collected it beautifully. Back it comes. Johnny Cohen looking and driving and scoring. Good reply.
Yeah, super catch here, Conor Cooney. And again, division, and I think that's on display from both sides so far. They're looking up, they're taking out the loose man, but that's a fantastic catch.
Early worries there for Donamar, 28 years of age. Not that terribly experienced playing at this level. Back again, that one by John Hanbury, out over the sideline. So an interesting opening to this match, 4 points to 3. Tipperary leading at this early stage. Michael Breen has moved into the half-forward line from the beginning of this match. New number for Bonner-Marr. He's now number 27. Or rather, it's Dan McCormick who's changed his shirt and is now the number 27. Line ball. This one to Galway. It'll be Aidan Hart from Gort who'll come up and take it. Now the changes are made. This is Dan McCormick coming on. So back off goes Sean Curran. And play can resume. Aidan Hart not making the best of connections that time. In came David Burke, trying to win it there, the Galway captain. bending to take that was Michael Breen. Little hand pass backwards, but straight to a Galway man, to Aidan Hart. Then in came that hefty challenge. Pressure on Adrian Toohey here. Needs a support player. John Hanbury back there, facing his own end line under pressure from Michael Breen. Gets that ball away. Down there towards Joseph Cooney. Then there's a challenge by Joe Canning. One back once again by Tipperary. Wendemar misplacing the hand pass. Another misplaced hand pass. A couple of errors there. A lot of intensity. Paddy Mark trying to hold on to it for dear life. This time he was fouled, and the referee gives the free to Tipperary on their own 45-metre line.
Yeah, the game a little bit subdued so far, Jerry. I have to say, both teams a bit nervous, and dangerous ball in there now.
That was a very, very dangerous looking ball, but Pádraig Mannion has read the flight path expertly because he was aware of the presence of John McGrath just behind him, and in the end McGrath fouls him, pulls him back, and it's going to be yet another free, this time to Galway, and the referee and linesman just saying bring it back a wee bit. Change of helmet, by the way, as well for Patrick Bonner-Maher, in case you were watching him. He's gone from white to blue, wearing number 11 still. It's Galway's quarter forward Conor Whelan, who gets that ball back to a support player, Niall Burke. Tried to make more of an impact in the early minutes of this game. Again, the referee's whistle sounds.
Yeah, free against Michael Cahill. Watch a high tackle coming in here. A lot of that creeping into hurling. I think it's because the lads have the face guard on. They're going in that bit higher, and certainly a foul there on the Galway man.
Michael Cahill has been out injured for quite a while. Hasn't been quite sure of that left corner back position, which was his for so many years. But he's got vital experience, and they need more and more of that experience in that full back line, which was sorely tested down in Páirc Uí Chaoimh just a fortnight ago. Free for Joe Canning to take. This to level up the match, 35 metres out from goal. Oh, that one has been misjudged by Joe. Doesn't happen all that terribly often.
That's two handy enough frees now, Jerry. Hit the post with one, hit that one wide, missed the line ball, and that's a shaky start. You know, Joe has been carrying a bit of an injury, and he could have done without that start.
Once again, Darren Gleeson with the restart. Down to the half forwards towards Noel McGrath once again to try and win this one. Dan McCormack in there as well. Finally kicked out. Further away up towards Conor Cooney. Cooney raiding, and across came Mickey Cahill. Vital intervention that time. Read the dangerous signal immediately. Cahill Mannion plays it back towards Whelan. Trying to make an angle for himself. Back in towards Cooney again, and Conor Cooney hits this one with ease and puts it over the bar. He's got a second point. And the teams are level at 4 points apiece in the 14th minute, level for the second time in this game.
Yeah, I think Conor Cooney took the easy option there. Great play there by Mickey Cahill, as you mentioned. Got back there, as you say, showed the experience. But I think Conor Cooney had a chance there maybe to head for the goals. There was an overlap there, and Joseph Cooney was inside.
Gleeson pucking out. Down towards John McGrath, inside towards Bonner-Maher as well. Well won by John Hanbury, gets away with it, hand passes it out. Out as far as Niall Burke. Very deep, all the way up. Collected here by Cahill Mannion, who's moved into the inside forward line, swings, spins and puts it over. Galway lead 5 points to 4. Mannion the scorer.
Yeah, that full forward line doing a lot of damage so far. That's 2 points by Conor Cooney, one each by Whelan and Mannion. Mannion's wearing 10, but he's in the left corner, and that fast ball in there. We saw Tipperary in trouble against Clare in the full back line, and they're certainly in trouble early on here against Galway.
It's becoming more and more of a test for the full back line, as you say. Inside here towards Seamus Calnan. Gets it. What a block by Daithí Burke, but he got it back, Calnan. Brilliant point. That is a superb piece of hurling by both men. Calnan's second point, but the block by Daithí Burke. Watch this, super. And then the presence of mind by Calnan to pick it up again and calmly stroke it over the bar and tie it up at 5 points once more. Brilliant.
Yeah, two class acts, and Henry Shefflin pinpointed that battle. I think that's the crucial one of today. Whoever wins that go a long way towards the side of the game.
Conor Whelan comes across here. There's a Galway player on the ground. It's Joe Canning. Picking himself up rather gingerly. His nephew Jack was superb in the minor match before this. That was won by Galway by a point. And right now, Joe has a chance of getting his own point. Hasn't scored so far. It's come close. Missed a free, struck a line ball off the upright. Well, this is 65 metres out, really, the angle of difficulty for him. And third time of asking, he makes sure of it. Pointed free by Joe Canning. And it's 6 points to 5.
Yeah, it was a big one for him, Gerard, and the hardest one he had so far, but that'll settle him now.
Well, after 16 minutes, you would imagine this game should now settle down, and any nerves that were there beforehand should be pretty much out of the equation. That's David Burke. That's a great ball to Cooney. Couldn't quite take it down, however. The goalkeeper, helped out by his fullback, managed to get that ball away out as far as Paddy Marr. And the Tipperary captain this year swings it all the way down towards John McGrath, held off by the defenders there. Daithí Burke then completes the clearance up here towards the full forward, who is Niall Burke. Back out towards Garrod McInerney, man of the match in many people's estimation in the league final between these same two teams in Limerick back in April. This is Aidan Hart, knocking ball in once again inside there towards Conor Cooney, racing across for possession, taking his man out of position. That is James Barry beautifully into Whelan, and Whelan sticks it over the bar. A second for the Kinvara player.
Joe, that's the best score of the game. Brilliant play out the field, first of all, interplay, and look at that for a pick up by Conor Whelan. Great ball by Conor Cooney, great movement inside in the full forward line again, and we've said it already, the pace of that full forward and really troubling Tipperary.
Galway by 2. Micheál Donoghue will be reasonably happy. A year of achievement so far for him and for Galway. A lot of pressure on the full back line once again down at the other end of the field. And this time Garrod McInerney sliding into that one, but it's going to be a little bit more pressure on his back line. Line ball to Tipperary. 7 points to 5. Will be concerned. This is going to be Brendan Marr's cut. Not the best by any means. Straight to David Burke. David Burke. That's nicely forward here. An opportunity for Conor Cooney to come out for it, and the ball's gone out over the sideline. At this stage, let's bring in Donal O'Grady. Donal, your early reaction.
Well, Ger, I think Galway targeted Dunamara there with Cathal Mannion, but now Mickey Cahill has swapped across, and Galway are just leaving one player inside. That's Conor Cooney, and Conor Whelan and Mannion are drifting out the field.
It's a real tactical battle, as you'd expect. Joe Canning's going to hit this sideline ball. Well, the last one he struck off the upright. This time he goes short. Back here to Cathal Mannion. Again, to try and play the ball in, but there's an extra defender back there. It's Mickey Cahill, and Cahill swings it away towards top of the right. Beautifully gathered in by John McGrath. The ever-dangerous McGrath off his left-hand side, and he's put it wide. That's a bad miss.
It was a bad miss, but it was a beautiful reading of the ball by John McGrath. You know, Adrian Tuohy went ahead, but McGrath's timing was brilliant there. And unlike him there, he stepped inside, but good pressure from the Galway backs and forced the wide.
Well, he's a very good scoring record, John McGrath. Usually goes in for goal anywhere near the 20-metre line. He's got 9 goals in his championship career so far. That's a great take this time by Joseph Cooney. Hasn't been as involved as he was in the opening 30 seconds. Back out this time to Johnny Cohen, and Cohen looking for a second, but he's put it wide instead. And it's already a 4th wide by Galway. Cohen, the 26-year-old from Loughrea, has formed quite a good partnership in midfield with David Burke. Not alone are they midfield hurling partners, but they're work colleagues as well in St. Bridget's School in Loughrea. That's out by Mickey Cahill, but straight there to David Burke. Back in towards Conor Cooney once more. This time gathered in here by James Barry. You'll be glad to get that one, to build his confidence a little bit. Ball out of defence by Donna Marr. Taken away smartly here by Brendan Maher. Has a support player on his side. In there it goes towards Ronan Maher, then runs into traffic. Ball won back once again by David Burke of Galway, all the way up towards Conor Cooney. Cooney comes out for it. And the referee has blown his whistle, decides that Cooney was bundled out of the way unfairly, and it's going to be a free in, and it's a chance for Galway to put 3 points between the teams.
Yeah, Conor Whelan just got his body in there, forced the foul, and you mentioned that midfield, Daithí Burke or David Burke. See Conor Whelan there getting fouled there out in front of James Barry, but David Burke and Johnny Cohen well on top of the middle of the field. And we've talked about the Tipperary full backline being in trouble this year. The midfield, Michael Breen and Brendan Maher not operating at the same level as usual. And I see Dan McCormack out there today, doesn't really look that natural, and Johnny Cohen getting on a lot of ball.
Joe Canning ready to point his second pointed free of the match. And that's 2 out of 3 from him so far from place balls. No difficulty whatsoever. Galway fans who have waited some 29 years for that McCarthy Cup to go back over the Shannon to Galway. But there are other counties around this country who are waiting even longer. That's touched out. I guess John McGrath who got it last. It's got to be a Galway sideline ball.
Yeah, and Tip had a great start. They got 3 early points, but since then struggling to get their hands on the ball from the puck-out. That's been an old failing of Tipperary, you know, on puck-outs when they're going bad. We saw it against Cork this year as well. That are very hard to win primary possession.
Aidan Hart, that's straight towards Brendan Maher, attacked it well. Back it comes once again into the middle. Ronan Maher this time, down towards Calden, runs on. Bubbles O'Dwyer trying to make some inroads there. Goalkeeper Colin Calden comes out, collects, away towards Niall Burke, can't get to it. Won back instead by Paddy Maher, and Maher looks over his left shoulder, and this one goes sailing over the bar. It's one they've needed. They've got 7 minutes without a score, and now it's back to a 2-point game.
Yeah, I don't think a very good clearance there from Colin Callan. You know, 50-50 ball, the Pádraig Maher was always going to win, and you know, just broke the ball and tapped it over the bar. Good score by Pádraig, and that Tipperary badly needed that.
Well, as captain of this team, Paddy Maher will certainly want to get through this and get to the All-Ireland final. He'll want to be here in September to try and retain the title they won in sparkling fashion last year. They've got this one out of defence here. Mickey Cahill playing it out, cleared away in the end. Down towards Calden once more. Collects, but he's gone out to the 45-metre line to get it now. Oh, he's mishit it completely, but it might yet work out. Comes back towards Toohey, under pressure, real pressure. Oh, it's a goal for Tipperary. And the goal king has done it again. John McGrath, his 10th ever, and it comes after 23 minutes. A real mix-up by Galway.
Yeah, and we see it so often in hurling. Shane McCallum wanted to normally tap over the bar and mishit it. Colin Callan came out. We just watched John McGrath, just a little flick away here, got a little touch over the head, and he doesn't miss from there. He loves goals, he lives for them.
Well, I doubt very much if Seamus Calden was intending that as a pass, but it ended up being an intriguing ball in there which wasn't properly dealt with. The reply by Johnny Cohen has gone sailing over the bar. That's one back.
Yeah, good response by Galway. Tipperary man on the ground, I think, after that last puck out. Johnny Cohen, a great start. That's his 2nd point from play.
And it ends up with the teams being level for the 4th time. It really is turning into a very, very intriguing semi-final, as we thought it might indeed be. James Barry injured, I think better suited to a central defensive role, which is why he's been brought in from corner back by the management team there. But this is that goal again. Galway at sea, and John McGrath pounces. He's so decisive.
He is a lovely piece of skill there. The little flick to flick it over the head, but it should have been dealt with by Colin Callan. He'll be very, very disappointed.
Well, that's one he will be very, very pleased with indeed. A most dangerous foe for any defender or group of defenders. Thankfully, James Barry's okay. The man from Upperchurch, Stromban, playing today in his 20th championship match. And Micheál Donoghue just wondering, how did they give that goal away? He'll be glad they got one. Puck out for Tipperary. Darren Gleeson to take it. Pressure again on the half-back line. David Burke was back there helping. It spins up into the air. Hanbury's under it. Tries to get the ball out here as far as Daithí Burke. Minimum space available to him. Had to kick it out only as far as Dan McCormack, wearing number 27, back in here again, and that ball has come back off the post there and out as far as David Burke, and a lead off for Galway, and a chance to drive it now. 70 metres, 80 metres downfield. Niall Burke, wearing 14, has got in towards full forward again, but it breaks off his hand to James Barry. Back down into the centre of the park once more. In there goes Pádraig Mannion to challenge for it. The number 5 for Galway in the thick of the action. Comes out to Joseph Cooney instead. Racing away there. trying to get away from Brendan Maher. One back, however. Slipped forward once more by Bonner Marr. Pressure on with Calnan there, and Calnan off the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper managed to get down, got some part of his anatomy to it, and kept it out.
Yeah, I think you'll see that again. That's a great save by Colin Callan. He'll certainly redeem himself there. Dahi Burke slipped, and Seamus Callan, you watch it here, Dahi Burke goes down, Callan holds his feet, gets in, and Colin Callan down very smartly to save what looked like a certain goal.
And Calnan involved once again. What a resourceful goalkeeper there in Colin Calnan, now 35 years of age, stopping this goal attempt by Calnan.
Yeah, that threat is inside there all the time with Tip, and Galway bringing men out to field. That full forward line started very well. Now they've 3 back in there again.
All the way back in it goes once more. Connemara under pressure from Conor Whelan, and Whelan, who's so sharp, has already got 3. In the league final he got 5. He was absolutely sensational that afternoon in Limerick when Galway won by 16 points.
Yeah, well, he's so strong. He's such a low centre of gravity, very, very quick, and a great finisher. But when Galway leave 3 in there, they look dangerous. Sometimes they're withdrawing a man, as I said, and they're leaving 3 against 2, which is not suiting them.
That sails in over the head of Porrick Mannion and eventually goes out over this near sideline. The linesman here, Sean Clear from Kilkenny, with the flag raised. John O'Dwyer leaving it, and it'll be Brendan Maher from Borrisoleigh who will take it. Galway by a point. 8 minutes to go to half-time. Taking it back there from O'Dwyer, it's Brendan Maher, and he might have left it to a more acknowledged shooter. Missed completely. It's forced wide by Tipperary.
Yeah, John O'Dwyer so quick. You know, that was obvious to me he was going to do that. Brilliant quick hands by him, and Brendan Maher will be very disappointed. Very soft wide. See Bonner Maher back in at centre forward. I think he'll be happier there. Michael Breen has come over this wing, and Noel McGrath the right wing.
High ball in there towards Niall Burke. Breaks down. James Barry spooning it back there towards Gleeson, and Darren Gleeson up into the air. Pressure on Porrick Mannion. Michael Breen there challenging for it as well. John O'Dwyer trying to get to it. Comes back out, however, out towards David Burke. Under ferocious pressure from Patrick Bonner Marr, and Bonner did well. And Porrick Marr challenged strongly, very strongly, and withstood the challenge as well. Referee's whistle sounds, having a word with Joe Canning for that. You may remember the shoulder-to-shoulder last year.
And certainly that was in Joe's.
That was not.
That was in his mind there. He was trying to lay down a marker, but high tackle is going to be a yellow card for Joe.
So first yellow card of the match for Joe Canning. Score of 2 points from frees, and it'll be a free to Tipperary now for Seamus Callan to take from the middle of the park. This to try and level up the game. He's already got 2, 1 from a free, 1 from open play. Taking his time over it. Nicely directed, or is it? No, it's gone to the right. A player who played in his first ever All-Ireland semi-final back in 2008 against Waterford. Tuck out by Colin Callan. Pressure on Seamus Kennedy over there. Ball comes back out once again. Out here as far as Conor Cooney. Dan McCormack picks it up. Makes a yard of space for himself, then down into the corner towards John McGrath. 2 Galway players are on him. One of them is Aidan Hart. Scampers across, wins it. Slips the hand pass out here beautifully to Porrick Mannion. Goes off, tries to locate Hart again. Fails to do that, but goes once more. Slips it out instead. Out here towards Conor Cooney. And the St. Thomas's player drives it away wide of the target. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes there. That's an easy chance. We saw Brendan Maher an easier one. We see Seamus Callan missing a free. Joe missed a couple of frees. You know, a lot of uncharacteristic errors from players of their standard.
Not to mull over for the fans and for the managers and the management teams. Ball back in play again. Noel McGrath hitting it off his stick, goes in after it to try and get it. Eventually Aidan Hart gets a swing on that. Second attempt, goes after it once more. Back goes Noel McGrath. Finally contained here by Brendan Maher. Challenging Johnny Cohen, taking him on. Cohen goes in after him, puts the hurley in over his shoulder, takes him down, and that's going to be a free in. Good work by Brendan Maher, showing that determination, that desire to be a winner here in this All-Ireland semi-final. Chance once again then for Seamus Callan to come out and take the next free. It's his 8th ever semi-final. 2 points today means he's got 6 goals and 30 points in semi-final action. Once again, the opportunity here to tie up the scores with 4 minutes to go to half-time. A game which has had its highs and lows so far, and this time a white flag for Calnan, 3rd for him, and the sides are level for the 5th time. Managers considering maybe possible switches, or they just might get an advantage. Trying to retain the All-Ireland, as we know, for Tipperary and for every other team in hurling, such a difficult thing to do, maybe apart from Kilkenny. That ball cut out well, cut out by James Barry, settling down to play well. Deserves a lot of credit. Noel McGrath driving it back down towards the 13-metre line. Galway needing to try and clear their lines, not doing so successfully, and it's John McGrath raiding once again. Daithí Burke followed him, got the stick in. Hanbury has it, tries to go through the eye of a needle and take on 2 of the Tipperary forwards. It's Hanbury getting away out of danger. Breen couldn't hook him, and the Galway crowd loved that by John Hanbury. Up it goes. Tip win the free.
Ronan Maher doing a very close marking job on Joe Cannon. He can't get away from him. We saw in the league final where Joe Cannon drifted all over the field, but Ronan Maher sticking to him today, man-to-man job.
There was always this worry, of course, Michael, that if Joe went wandering, would Ronan Maher have to follow him? Would that leave a big gap in the middle of the defence? It's Brendan Maher who's going to take this. There has managed a point in each of his last 2 championship matches. Up into the air, travelling nicely, and over the bar. 3 points in 3 matches.
Yeah, great strike there by Brendan Maher. We saw the same against Clare the last day. That's a long, long way out, and just guided it in with the wind.
It's Tipperary by a point. The lead has seesawed here somewhat. Good start by Tipperary, then great encouraging spell of maybe 20 minutes by Galway, and now Tipperary have come back once more. Niall Burke trying to make some inroads, pressurised, ferocious pressure, and Ronan Maher has won it back for Tipperary. Not the greatest of hand passes, straight to Michael Breen, a bit of a hospital pass, that one. In the end, it is going to be Galway possession, but Michael Ryan certainly felt that Michael Breen was very, very harshly dealt with here, that it wasn't a fair shoulder to shoulder.
No, I think it was. Joe Cannon, Joe's on yellow, so I just want to be careful this time on them, but Michael Breen is gone there. I think that's his last play, been taken off.
Michael Breen is gone, and the substitute to come on is Jason Ford. Ford coming on for his 18th championship appearance for Tipperary.
I think Joe will fancy this one.
You're right, he does fancy it. He really fancies it. So do the crowd. 3rd for Joe.
That's what we talked about, Joe, that bit of class. It's a beautiful skill, and just swerved it in over the bar there. Great time.
Remember all those points in the Leinster final against Wexford. James Barry from that short puck out, down towards Calden once again. McGrath's there as well. Work to do for the defenders to try and get this ball away, in particular to Adrian Toohey, to link up here with Porrick Mannion. Coming out there and caught by Seamus Calden. Fouled, no question. Referee saw the arm and stick in over the shoulder of the Haskra player. And it's going to be a free out for Galway. That'll relieve a little bit of the pressure on them. Teams level. 6 times they've been level in this match. Dan McCormack in there, busy, industrious as ever. Different side to his game today, and he plays so deep. We've normally seen him in and around the half-forward line. Ronan Maher swinging it down towards Calden once again. This time he holds off the full-back. Calden has enough space, but well dropped down initially by Cohen. Gets it back once again, and Calden, second time of asking, second time he's done that in this match, has got another score. A 4th point for Seamus Calden. That's terrific full-forward play.
Yeah, great composure, great block down first of all, but he just look at the skill level to get away there again and put it over the bar. And earlier on I mentioned Galway midfield well on top. I think Brendan Maher and Dan McCormick have come into the match over the last 10 minutes and made a massive difference to Tip. Driving them forward.
It's Tipperary by 1, heading in towards the closing stages of this first half. As you can see, 2 minutes of additional time now being played. So after this pile-up of bodies, it's eventually Joe Canning who takes it out here, gets enough room to swing his stick, but with no degree of accuracy, and he looked away in disgust immediately. Another one has gone astray for Galway.
There was no support play there. Every one of the Galway forwards came into the one cluster there. There must have been 6 or 7 players, including the midfielders, and when Joe Canning won it, there was no one outside him to lay it after.
Darren Gleeson down in over the head of Porrick Mannion this time. Coming onto it, that's Jason Ford. He's only just in and he's already scored. Good point by Jason Ford, the Silvermines player. 23 years of age, wanted to make an impact. He's never been sure of being able to get into that starting 15, but he's in now and he's making a considerable contribution. Once again Galway and Niall Burke, and the referee blows his whistle.
Yeah, no great argument. I think Persenny was being held. Hard to see a lot there now.
And Seamus Kennedy was puzzled as well, Michael.
Yeah, looks soft.
Joe Canning set to take this. 3 points so far. It's 13-11 in points. No longer. He's got a 4th. And the referee blows his whistle at half-time. It's a game which has swung this way and that. It's really intriguing. Yes, there have been errors, but there have been some great scores as well. Calnan has got 4 points, and he's made a marked contribution. And as the sides retire here at half-time, we'll be looking forward to getting the views of our panel, what they've made of the opening 35 minutes. But the issue, who's going to make it to the final, very much hanging in the balance. It's advantage Tipperary at this stage. At half-time, Galway 12 points, Tipperary 1 goal and 10. We're back after this. Second half gets underway. And a bit of a pile-up, and finally, as a result of all of that, that ball spins around before Joseph Cooney once again collects, just as he did at the very beginning of the match. Then he drove it wide. This time he drives it over the bar. Teams level immediately. Yeah. Joseph Cooney his first.
Great score there by Joseph Cooney. Very direct running. Managed to get the strike in and just curled it back in there. Lovely score by Joseph Cooney. Had a very good first half without scoring.
Well, I think that point that was made there by Henry is a good one, that Galway have been without a match for some 5 weeks, so the rustiness should be out of their veins at this stage, and they should be ready to really turn it on in the second half if they're able to do so. Light breeze behind them as Aidan Hart completes the clearance way downfield. Beautifully collected here. What a catch by Conor Cooney, advancing. He got a goal here last year. He's missed this one, but not by much, but he did miss.
Yeah, could have a massive error. What a catch again by Conor Cooney. Came down the middle. I think he thought about passing it, and then brilliant shot, but out and wide. Just beautiful ball by Aidan Hart in front of him. That's it's a poor miss. Nothing came out of it.
Team still level then. Early stages of the second half. Going to try and bat that down was Porrick Mannion, helped out here by his brother Cahill. Cahill is the younger of the two brothers in this Galway team. This time it's Mickey Cahill who comes across, almost at his ease initially, and then challenged by Niall Burke, who stayed in that inside forward line. He's getting caught in possession there, Mickey Cahill. They need to get it out. Joe Canning trying to apply pressure, helped out there by Cooney. Waiting for that ball to come out is Johnny Cohen. Finally it comes out towards Aidan Hart. Hart, 45 metres out from the Tipperary goal, but collecting it is Porrick Maher. Maher right-handed away downfield, all the way down towards John McGrath. 2 defenders there to try and take that one in, and one of them is Daithí Burke. Back to the middle of the park it comes. Fouled or dropped there by David Burke. Back to take it here is Gearóid McInerney. Hand pass back towards Burke once again, but trying to nip in and take that ball away was Brendan Maher, who looks very, very sharp. Maher battling, working hard. 3 men against him. Runs out towards Seamus Calnan, trying to make some inroads. That's almost impossible. A whole phalanx of Galway players there. In the end, the referee has blown his whistle, and it's going to be a free in for Tipperary.
Yeah, it's very hard passage to play. I didn't see a whole lot. I think Shane McCallum just lost his feet there, and Galway players a bit perplexed. He looks to be a bit injured as well. He's down injured.
They look a bit perplexed, the Galway defenders, Michael. I think they're saying they were being disciplined.
No, to be fair, I think you did see Joseph Cooney's arm was in across and pulled him down.
It results in a free in anyway, and the referee just waiting until the running repairs have been completed there.
Yeah, and you're seeing there, probably what's part of the modern game, maybe that people don't realise, the hard hitting and tackling. Like you saw there, Michael Cahill coming out, Joe Canning stood him up with a fierce tackle right down along that sideline. The ferocity and the strength of these players now is just incredible.
Kieran Kingston there we saw in the crowd a moment ago, the Cork manager. They'll be here, of course, next Sunday afternoon against Waterford, the second of the All-Ireland semi-finals, again live on RTE, not to be missed. Michael Ryan just wondering about Seamus Calden, because you remember he was an injury worry as well at the end of the quarter-final against Clare down in Páirc Uí Chaoimh a couple of weeks ago, but happily recovered from that.
George, just if we could give a quick mention there, Road, a great GA club in Offaly, lost their president buried this morning, Christy Darby, the father of Stephen and Seamus Darby. We all know Seamus scored a winning goal in '82. Christy buried, 97 years of age, buried this morning in Road, so may rest in peace.
Indeed. Calden to take this. 25 metres out from the target, should be pretty straightforward from his point of view, with Tipperary 110 to 13 points. This to give Tip the lead. It'll be his 5th of the match. Takes a lot of time over it, but it's well worth doing so. Another for him, another for Tip. It's going to be a tough, tense second half, you feel. No pyrotechnics just yet here at Croke Park. All the way down towards Niall Burke. Burke's off towards Joseph Cooney. Again making advances. He can score here. Batted out by the goalkeeper, Darren Gleeson. Again, the referee has blown his whistle and he's bringing back the play. And it's going to be a free in. That was a great run by Joseph Cooney, but didn't go rewarded at the end. Yeah,
but he's really improved that part of his game this year. Ref gave him a free there again. He's saying that Ronan Maher came across. Good, well done there by Darren Gleeson, blocked it away, but the referee saw a slap there when he went across Ronan Maher and he called it back for the free.
It's a very tall Galway forward line. I mean, Joseph Cooney is, I think he's 6'4".
They're a huge team.
They really are. Joe Canning's going to hit this. It'll be his first of the second half. He got 4 in the first half, 4 points, 3 frees, 1 sideline, and over it goes. No problems then for the 2 free takers, Joe Canning or Seamus Calden. And so level once again, level for the 8th time. Real cat and mouse. Short puck out to the wings to Podimar. Hand pass forward here towards his brother Ronan, now 21 years of age. Into that inside forward line towards Calden, out via Daithí Burke, further away. Garrod McInerney hand passing it into the middle to Johnny Cohen, getting away there from Dan McCormack. Cohen outside, but it's intercepted by Seamus Kennedy. The raiding St Mary's player loses it. He loses it to Joseph Cooney. Cooney back in there towards Conor Whelan. 1 against 3, and Whelan managed to get it. He's got 3 so far. He's got another one. He's on fire in this match. Galway 15 points, Tipperary 111.
And he had no right to score that. You know, there was defenders everywhere, but he gets that ball under control so quickly. Joseph Cooney again doing great work out the field. He played the ball in front of him. And that's Conor Whelan, as I said, 4 points from play. Great return by Conor.
Darren Gleeson. Down there towards John McGrath. Bounces out, however. Comes away here to Aidan Hart. Also tidy in his work. Gets that ball away. Downfield. Down towards Joe Canning. Canning going into challenge. Beating Brendan Maher to it. And across came Ronan Maher to win it back for Tipperary. That's good commitment. And John McGrath fires it. And it fires it off the post, and he's very unlucky.
Yeah, we mentioned the winner. I think a factor there. I think it held it up. Great block down again there by Ronan Maher. John McGrath. Well, it was a difficult shot from the sideline, and unlucky hit the post.
It's Galway still by a point, but only 7 minutes into the second half. From the puck out, Tipperary have it again. Back down towards Seamus Calden, breaks it down. There's an incoming forward here. It's Banner Maher. Forward here once again towards McGrath, trying to centre it towards Bubbles. Bubbles trying to get more into this match. He's been largely a peripheral figure. Bonner Marr trying to drive through, won by Aidan Hart again. Hand passed outside, a difficult one for David Burke to take, but he took it. He showed courage and commitment to get away downfield, and now it really is beginning to live up this All-Ireland semi-final. Pádraig Marr, steady, firing it forward here towards his namesake Brendan Marr. This should be cut out by Toohey. Needs a second touch. In came Calnan, then in came Dáithí Burke. Dáithí Burke tries to get away from trouble, fouled. It's going to be a free out, and Galway will be very glad of that.
Yeah, Ger, great passage to play, much more direct hurling there, a bit of passion. Hit Shane McCallum a bit high there, I'd say, on Adrian Toohey, but Dáithí Burke picked it up coming in behind and won the free.
The foul there by Bonner Marr. Free's been taken, and that ball's gone marvellously wide of the target. Missed opportunity from Galway's point of view. Colin Callan there.
Yeah, the leg slitter, Ger, travelled way further than anybody thought, and the first thing we were all taught under it, somebody on the end line, no one there to keep on in play.
This ball is pucked out here towards John O'Dwyer. Can't take it. Goes again, however, to challenge Johnny Cohen. Then it's run back by Brendan Marr. Hitting it, looking up admiringly because it's gone straight between the uprights and over the bar. He's got a second.
Yeah, good play there by Seamus Kennedy, and Brendan Marr really, after maybe a quiet first quarter, has really thundered into this game. And
Jason Flynn.
Sorry, Jason Flynn in there now, yeah. He'll bring a different sort of threat.
Player who's coming on for Michael is Cathal Mannion. Well, he got 2 goals in the league final in Limerick on a fateful day for Galway. This time it's Conor Whelan who's won that, fouled. He's causing all kinds of bother in there for the Tipperary full back line. Really in very good form. When you consider it's only his 3rd year in the championship, and he's just 20 years of age.
Well, Jerry, I was going to say that I was a little bit surprised Cathal Mannion taking off. I see him coming back on now, and I'd say Niall Burke is the man they meant to take off. I would have thought Niall Burke wasn't in the game.
That looks to be the case. Tennis coming back on. Yeah, they've changed their mind at now, the number 14 going up, so it's got to be Niall Burke, as you say, Michael.
Yeah, he's been quiet. Like, Cathal Mannion has been lively. He hasn't been on the ball that much, but
he's more of a threat than Niall Burke.
Well, more of a scoring threat, I think, as the game goes into the crucial last 15-20 minutes.
Joe Canning again now. He's 28 years of age. Low trajectory. Has he got the necessary accuracy? No, he hasn't. Wide again. Yes, one of those days.
Yeah, it was a difficult free, but Joe didn't really hit it with any great conviction and gave it no chance.
Team still level. 10 minutes into the second half. That's one back once again here by Gearóid McInerney. Surrounded by Tipperary players, managed to get it out towards David Burke. Under pressure there from Pádraig Marr, and down went Burke after that, and if ball goes into the square, real dangerous situation. Cleared out eventually, but not terribly convincingly out. Out it comes. Mickey Cahill followed it out. That was enough, and Pádraig Marr completes the clearance, lifts the siege down towards Calnan, spills loose here. McGrath's in after it. Out there came Mannion to try and get that ball, and it comes out to Aidan Hart. Aidan Hart, the left back of Galway, racing clear of the challenges. Back downfield it comes into the hands of Conor Cooney, drops it, tries to go after it, second time of asking. James Barry kicks it away. Cathal Mannion tries to pick it up. Instead it's Noel McGrath elegantly coming in here, has time, delivers it forward towards his younger brother, can't take it. Pádraig Mannion can. Spots where a support player is, it's Hart. Took too long to get that ball. In the end it's John McGrath picking it up. Flicked forward by Noel McGrath. Under pressure there is Gearóid McInerney, facing back towards his own end line. Likewise, Dáithí Burke. Across comes Seamus Calnan. Shows great vision. That is a great ball. Brilliantly done. And that should go over the bar at the end of it. Oh, will it? But it doesn't. It would have been a marvellous score.
And maybe a passage to play that sums up the game that we've been looking. Some brilliant play, brilliant vision by Shane McCallum, but then a poor wide, and there's an awful lot of tension out there. You saw Aidan Hart dropping a ball that he should have caught. It's just, this is the pressure now that's going to come on to Galway mentally with 20 minutes to go. And, you know, they've lost so many tight games over the years. Will they be able to handle it today? That's the question.
Tui, down here. Hit in here by Cathal Mannion. It's going to drop short. It's a goalkeeper's ball once again. Gleeson back out to 65 metres out from the Galway goal. Galway winning it in numbers again there. David Burke, lots of bodies in the centre of the field. Down to take that one, Dan McCormack. Picked up by Pádraig Maher. Maher striking, looking at the target. Umpires nod in agreement. And it's a second point for the Tipperary captain.
Yeah, brilliant score, and you know, has there been a more consistent hurler over the last 5 or 6 years than Tipperary's captain? What a leader on the field. Brilliant score when they needed it, and you saw David Burke again there running over a ball that normally he'd pick up at his ease, and this is the difference at the moment. The Tipperary leaders come to the fore.
And Tipperary lead by a point, and McCormack gets it back in once again, but it's stopped there by Garrod McInerney. Thundering out, lost the hurley, takes the shoulder from Bubbles, loses it at the end to Bonner Marr. Back it comes once again towards Pádraig Mannion. Mannion looks, sees a colleague just ahead of him. That's Johnny Cohen. Spills loose from him. Real intensity in it now. Pádraig Maher goes back under ferocious pressure from Cooney and from Whelan. Whelan has it, slips it forward here. Conor Cooney trying to dodge around the goalkeeper and across at the end to block it out. And it's gone. The referee has decided to call back the play. It's going to be a free. It's going to be a free from about 20 metres out.
Yeah.
And the referee...
It's going to be a free and a yellow card. He's not happy at all. Darren, great play there by, first of all, Conor Cooney, then Conor Whelan throws it onto him. But watch Darren Gleeson. He came very quickly off his line, went to take him out of it. And good defending there again. It's a yellow card, I'd say, for Darren Gleeson.
So Gleeson, the one being spoken to after Donagh Maher had come in at the very, very end of that. A yellow card for the goalkeeper, appearing in his 4th All-Ireland semi-final in a row. So the consequence of that will be a free to Galway. Canning to take it. 20 metres from the target. Not going to miss those easy close-in frees. That's his 6th of the day. And the team's now level for the 10th time. Who's going to win it? This is what happened again here as Conor Cooney was raiding, and it was cynical on the part of Darren Gleeson. Got a yellow card for it. Galway got the point. 15 minutes into the second half. Under pressure here is Hambury. Don McGrath towards Bubbles. Touched away by Mannion. Good shoulder coming in there from Tui. Garrod McInerney takes it out, but it was a great piece of intervention that time on the part of Pádraig Mannion. It comes back to Cathal Mannion, his brother. Challenged there by Brendan Marr. Well, that was some wonderful defending there, really top class. Watch this. That was Pádraig Mannion flicking it away from Noel McGrath. A perilous situation. At the other end, a point is produced. A score for Galway. And it's Joseph Cooney with a second point.
Absolutely.
17 points to 113. Galway ahead by 1. 51 minutes into the match. Into Bubbles. Great delivery. Beautiful laid off. Here's a chance for Noel McGrath. What a stop by Colm Callanan. Brilliantly done. Well, whatever about the goal that beat him earlier on, he was absolutely certain he was not going to be beaten a second time, and that is a splendid save.
Super save. Lovely play there by Jason Ford. Set up Noel McGrath. Both teams now beginning to find that bit of room up front, and you'd be surprised if there's not a couple more goals in this game yet.
Well, we look like we're in for an absolutely super finish to this match. Not to be missed. It really is tense. Seamus Callanan going to take the resultant 65. He's got 5 points to his name already. 4 of those are from frees. Deep intake of breath. Pressure upon him. Central position. Strikes it away to the left-hand side, and he scoffed that one. Just when it mattered most. And Galway still lead by a solitary point. The All-Ireland champions bidding to get back into the final once again. Galway trying to deny them. Colm Callanan all the way down the centre here. James Barry got it out as far as Dan McCormack. There was a holding violation there, and it's going to be a free out for Tipperary.
Yeah, silly free there, Joe Canny to give away, 100 yards from his own goals or more, no danger. He's back to the goals and he gives a free away, and we saw Brendan Maher scoring a long-range one earlier in the game.
Here comes Johnny Glynn. And he comes on in place of Cathal Mannion. Second change made by the Galway management team. Can Johnny Glynn, the man who's come back, make a big, big difference? Came on in the league final as well. He's had a spell in America. He played with New York, indeed, in the Connacht Football Championship last year. Brendan Maher takes this free, drops it in 20 metres out from the goal area. It bounces around in there. Who's going to get it? It's Kalman. Loses it. McInerney just got a vital touch to that. Out came Porrick Mannion, trying to get it to Hart. Aidan Hart has it, dances away from the challenges, slips the hand pass back out to Joseph Cooney. Cooney way back down towards Conor Whelan, trying to lose his man. James Barry's had a very good match. This time collects, needs his goalkeeper. Darren Gleeson steadies himself and fires it way back down the field again. Middle of the second half. Once again, it's Garrod McInerney collecting it, giving it in there towards Joe Canning, looking up at it, watching it, and the ball's gone over the bar. Only he can do that. Daring and fearless in everything he does.
Absolutely. Garrod McInerney's had an unbelievable second half. Brilliant catch, and Canning didn't even look from 90 yards straight over the bar. That's an inspirational score. And you said they had a big half-forward line a while ago with Johnny Glynn in it. Now it's huge.
It's advantage Galway by 2. Hart batting it out. Collected here well, however, by John O'Dwyer. And O'Dwyer needs a score. Tipperary need a score. He's got it. It's his second point. Back in business again. It's only a 1-point match. It really is anybody's semi-final, and they'll fight tooth and nail to get that place in this year's All-Ireland final.
Yeah, very tidy score by Bubbles. One thing that Joseph Cooney is doing a little bit is dropping very deep for those puck-outs. He's leaving that space where he should be himself.
Conor Cooney couldn't get to that one, so Ronan Maher comes across here, under pressure from Johnny Glynn. Inside towards James Barry, out eventually via Paddy Maher. Oh, it was a great catch by Bubbles O'Dwyer, but he's over the sideline, surely. Eventually the linesman's flag is noted. John Keenan from Wicklow. What about this?
Great catch. Donna Maher had, again, the slight mistake. Pucking is so near to the sideline. He had all the time in the world to place that infield a bit and give him a chance, but pucked it close to the line and he was knocked out over the line.
It reminded me of a cricket fielder. Got up brilliantly.
Bit of a difference between this and cricket. No tea breaks here.
No tea breaks. Brendan Maher back again. Garrod McInerney to take. He's immense. He's got a player in front of him who wants it. It's his captain, David Burke. Fumbles initially. Goes again. Back in again towards Johnny Glynn. Throws it back out again towards Canning. Joe Canning getting away from 2 markers. And it was eventually
out for 65, I think, yeah.
James Barry's stick, I think, for that 65. He could have had a point.
Yeah, it opened up from there. Well, normally you'd see goals from Joe there, but in fairness, put a good block by James Barry. Could have ended up in the net, but he did well to get the hurl to it.
Well, he's got to go out and take it himself.
I mentioned Garrod McInerney. Look at this again. He's just been unbelievable in this second half. Comes out and had the vision. David Burke dropped it initially. Johnny Glynn got his hands and saw the overlap, and it was a great chance of a goal, really.
He's now replicating the performance he turned in Limerick, I must say, all those months ago in the league final. But this is a totally different game. This really is close. This is anyone's. Joe Canning, once again, standing over this, giving himself every opportunity. And he doesn't miss. It's an 8th. 19 points to 114, 19-70. Both sets of fans now raising the decibel level. A very, very vibrant atmosphere at Croke Park. Broken down here this time. One back by Seamus Kennedy, who scored already, but right now he's the supplier. And it comes into Noel McGrath. What stylish work that was. A second for McGrath, but a team score. Great combination, lovely play, great finish.
It was indeed, and again, you know, it's hard to see it watching on television, but Joseph Cooney, when the ball broke, he was way back in his own half-back line, back out to Seamus Kennedy again, and he's picked up 3 or 4 balls in the very same position in the second half.
Galway still leading, just a point in it. This is collected back there by Mickey Cahill. Has Paddy Maher available to help out. Plenty of Galway players here to try and win this, but it's touched on by Bubbles O'Dwyer instead. Back there goes Daithí Burke, cool as you like, very calm, gets it down to Johnny Glynn. Unchallenged, target practice, fails the test however. Could have done a lot better with that and a lot more. That's 10 wides now. That's the last thing that Galway needed.
Yeah, I think Daithí Burke could have left that inside in the full forward line. You know, that's where the threat is, but in fairness to the Tipperary full back line, they've stayed at their task. They had a poor opening 20 where Galway scored 5 or 6 points, but James Barry in particular, and Michael Cahill and Donamara have had very good second halves as well.
Once again, some pressure on that Galway full back line there, and they've been under a fair amount of it. So it's going to be a free out for a foul by Tipperary. Once again, Donal O'Grady, what do you make of it at this stage, Donal?
Well, Jerry, I feel that Galway's use of the ball has been quite poor. I think if you go back to the league final against Tip, they moved the ball from the half-back line to the half-forward line, and then when they got a little bit of space, they moved it inside. This game, they're just levelling the ball in and hoping for the best, and I think if they change that tactic, maybe move Joe Kenny inside the full forward line, I think will benefit them more.
Well, let's see what will happen. Colm Calden taking the free to 20 metres out from the Tipperary goal. Broken down here, it's Flynn. Scored 2 goals in the league final, denied this time, and it's hit out by Paddy Maher. Superb defensive work, real battle. Hart touches it down. Coming onto it is Pádraig Mannion, collected by Johnny Glynn. Slipped back outside to the captain David Burke, and David Burke has, well, they're not sure. It's going to be a Hawkeye moment.
David Burke, a brilliant midfielder, but for some reason today there's so many balls dropping out of his hand. Maybe it's the pressure of the captaincy and the All-Ireland final, but he looks disappointed. I'm not sure that is over the bar.
We had the real Hawk here a little while ago getting rid of pigeons, but it's Hawkeye now. And is that a Neil? It is. He's missed it. Neil Chakadaha, not allowed. Stays at 19 points to 115. Galway still ahead by 1 point, and as you can see, we're on to the last 10 minutes of this game. They advance once again here. McCormack stopped. Adrian Toohey came across here. That was important. Good as you like there. Adrian Toohey getting it out all the way down towards Jason Flynn. Flynn couldn't hold on to it. Collision of bodies. Johnny Glynn lent his weight quite considerably in that. Wins it, picks it up. Glynn goes. He's been a star so often in the past. He's got Flynn away. He's got Joe Canning on this side, and that ball's gone wide. Another glorious chance.
Yeah, great vision by Johnny Glynn, a great hand pass. Joe Canning did the right thing and just out by the post. He nearly hit it too well. And here you are, Jason Flynn breaks onto the ball and watched on him. Pádraig Maher came across. I think that was a free in, maybe a penalty. Came across him, but put him off enough for Darren Lees to be able to make the save. And Galway have had a couple of good chances there now, and you know, will this fear of winning come back to haunt him again?
Niall O'Mara has just come on, Michael, and he's come on for the man who was a sub earlier on, Jason Ford. Ford had scored a point, but didn't add to that. It's about who's going to get the next score now at this stage. Pádraig Mannion held as he was coming out of defence there. So a free to Galway. Galway 1 point in front. Niall O'Mara has so often in the past managed to come up with a couple of vital scores for Tipperary. They're going to need them. Pádraig Mannion's going to hit this one himself.
Johnny Glynn has moved into the edge of the square. Pádraig Mannion's a long striker.
So can he land it in there towards Glynn? Bounces around. The goalkeeper's able to collect it very calmly. Back out again. Back out towards Brendan Maher. His work rate has been wonderful today. Ronan Maher effective at centre half back. Up towards John McGrath. Brings it in brilliantly. McGrath. Tip needing a score, and McGrath's the provider. Got on a point for McGrath. The teams are level once more with 8 minutes of the 70 remaining.
Yeah, another great battle. Adrian Toohey and John McGrath. McGrath's got a goal in the point too. He's had many great moments there, but that's a fantastic catch. The ability to catch a ball from the air is a game changer in hurling, and John McGrath's one of the best in the business. Super catch and a great score.
You wouldn't bank on this one, ending in a draw. Could happen. Paddy Maher back out here. It's Niall O'Mara getting involved in towards Noel McGrath from the middle of the field. It's a huge one by McGrath, but it's going to drop away to the left-hand side. Bit of a hit and hope on that one, which Colm Callan is able to keep in play, and with the help of John Hanbury begin the next offensive. Johnny Cohen trying to knock it down. In came the other number 8, Brendan Maher. Then it's Paddy Maher off to Dan McCormack. They tried to make gradual progress there with John O'Dwyer involved as well. John Hanbury stepping in, winning that. Hanbury challenged by 2 players. One of them was Bonner Maher. Hanbury still going forward, and that ball out of play eventually. At least it takes a little bit of the pressure off his defence.
Yeah, I think he's had a super game. Very, very determined. You know, he had a couple of tough days here in Croke Park against Tip, but he's playing really, really well today.
Joe Canning hits the sideline ball in diagonally across here, over towards Joseph Cooney. The next score is important, you would feel. Who's going to get it? Cooney hand passing it back towards David Burke. Swings around, makes an angle. It's tight, it comes off the post. How many times has the post been hit today? 3 or 4 times. Joe Canning keeps it in play. Back it goes. It's high, it's over the bar. 9 for Canning. A real tour de force by him. And it's 20 points to 116. That's Galway in the lead once again.
It's some piece of skill by Joe Canning. Made it look so easy. David Burke again with an easy chance. Here's Bonner Maher now onto it.
Bonner Maher trying to come right through the centre here. Garrod McInerney and Dahi Burke trying to keep him out. Calnan, very dangerous, swinging it, and the ball has gone off a defender. It's gone for a 65. So a point chance coming up for Tipperary from a 65. Seamus Calnan right in the thick of it.
The Tip crowd booing. I think Barry Kelly, they're feeling they're getting it a bit harder to get their frees, but there hasn't been that many frees on both sides. Joe Canning has only scored 4 for Galway. I know he's missed a couple, and Seamus Callan scored 3 for Tip.
Barry Kelly, one of the most experienced officials in hurling. This wonderful hurling championship that we're having this year. This is the first of the semi-finals. More drama coming up on the Sunday Game Live next Sunday afternoon. Cork v Waterford. But the first question, which of these teams will be the first to make it to the final? Calnan has got 5 so far. As you can see from the score, his team a point down. Very important. And he has missed it. It's gone wide. They can't believe it.
Incredible, you know, it's so unusual. That's 2 he's missed in the second half. We've seen Joe missing 3 frees as well. We don't normally expect it, but the nerves affect everybody, and that's what that was. Just struck it outside the post.
Slight advantage to Galway then. Heading inside the last 5 minutes of the 70. Collected by Ronan Maher. Plenty of time left for both of these teams to do something special. Dan McCormack racing ahead, pursued by Johnny Cohen. Eventually that ball hit in high and over the bar. A vital score by John O'Dwyer, his 3rd point of the match. They may have missed 65s, but they didn't miss this one. And John O'Dwyer from Killinall, the 25-year-old, ties it up for the 12th time.
Incredible score. The way he moved towards Dan McCormack to give him the option to take the pass and then to stick it over the bar. One of the best scores of the game.
It's there for the taking at this late stage. Tipperary have it back from their own half-back line. Seamus Kennedy up towards Calvin, can't get to it. Instead it's Adrian Toohey who's got there first, down injured. Player had to go off at half-time last year because of a hand injury. He's won a free this time, and coming back to take it looks to be David Burke. That's where he got across, made certain. He's added great solidity to that Galway full back line this year, Adrian Toohey, by his presence in there. Francis Ford, one of the selectors, along with Micheál Donoghue, of course. Everybody now just on edge, tense. You can sense it all around Croke Park. Yeah. In a crowd of 68,000.
Joe Canning has come out now to take it. Just noticed Johnny Glynn has moved in corner forward, and Pádraig Maher has gone back into Markham, and Donna Maher has come out centre back on Cathal Mannion, or Conor Whelan, who's moved out to field.
And that lady and that man just wondering what Joe's going to do next. Teams level, 3 minutes to go. Joe's got 9 so far. This is such a huge distance out. 90 metres from the target. He's got a 10th.
Yeah, well, he might have missed a few earlier on, but that's a brilliant free from Joe Canning.
21
100 yards
points.
out. Brilliant score.
21 points to 117. Galway edging it. Tip trying to respond. Darren Gleeson. Real brilliant sporting drama coming to you from Croke Park. Two brilliant teams. Adrian Toohey showing determination, out to Hart, quick as ever, down into the inside forward line. Whelan touches it down, goes after it himself, scampers away. Paddy Marr's after him, determined to try and catch him, can't do so, puts pressure on, and Whelan hits it wide. And it's wide, number 13.
And that's great work by Pádraig Maher. You know, he stood him up, he put the pressure on. Conor Whelan really probably should have turned and headed for the goals, but he took the shot, and Pádraig Maher as I say, made himself large in front of him and let him force him to puck it wide.
This one is broken down again by the Galway defenders, but onto it comes Dan McCormack. McCormack looks at it but realises it's gone to the right hand side of the target. Last couple of minutes of this match. Galway 21, Tipperary 117, that's 20 points. Michael Ryan wondering, will his side be the team that will be in the All-Ireland final to oppose either Cork or Waterford? So are the fans. Colm Callan pucking it out, down towards Johnny Glynn this time. And again, Pádraig Maher takes responsibility to go across, touch it down. Joseph Cooney picks it up, fires it back in, but in haste and poorly wide. It's another one gone astray, and we're heading towards stoppage time. There is another change for Galway, and Shane Maloney has come on, and you know what he did 2 years ago? Got the winner against Tip. And the player who's gone off for them is Conor Cooney. Cooney had some brilliant moments, it has to be said, and scored 2 points. Caught a lot of very good ball. They're freshening things up. Darren Gleeson. There'll be 4 minutes, I'm told, of additional time. Tipperary have it. O'Dwyer goes after it. 4 go after him. Can't catch him. Bonner Maher then crashes in as well to try and get to it. And in the end, it goes off a Tipperary leg or stick, and it's going to be a line ball for Galway. Cramp is beginning to set in as well. And there goes Johnny Cohen down, probably requiring a moment or two. So we're into the 4 minutes of added time now. Galway just shading it.
Yeah, look, a big caller, Barry Kelly is asking Gareth McInerney to leave the field with a blood injury. He seems to have a cut in the hand. They need to get him back in there as quick as they can. He's having a mighty battle with Bonner Maher. They can't afford to be without him. Johnny Cohen down with a little bit of cramp. We'll see.
Greg Lally.
Yeah, Greg Lally going in. Man with a bit of experience as well, but McInerney has to be got back in there as quick as they can.
Greg Lally from Gort steps into the breach for Gearóid McInerney. Line ball taken by David Burke. Galway trying to win this one. Tipperary trying to knock it away from them. Nobody able to make any headway immediately. Stalemate situation, everybody appealing for it. The decision goes Tipperary's way. She can't look.
She's in a bad way.
Noel McGrath hitting it infield. What a good vision that is once again. Here's a chance. A little block down it as Mickey Cahill was hitting that one. And coming to take it here is Adrian Toohey. Toohey hand passing it forward there towards Greg Lally. The man who's come on as a blood sub. Down into the inside forward, but there's only one man there, Johnny Glynn in maroon colours. It's won by James Barry instead. Back out into the centre towards Dan McCormack. Tipperary lifting the siege. They've got a free as well. McCormack was fouled, and there's a chance maybe for Tipperary to level the game here.
Yeah, bad ball there by Greg Lally. He hit it straight down to James Barry. Almost any place else, if he put a diagonal on it, he would have given Jonathan Glynn a chance to get to it. And interestingly now, Shane Callan not going to take this. Brendan Maher taking responsibility.
Gearóid McInerney is back in again. Off goes Lally. Brendan Maher, as you say, in fact, is it Brendan or it is Brendan Maher? Brendan to take 2 points so far. He pointed late in the quarter-final against Clare down in Porky Queeve. Last year's captain takes the responsibility and lands it over the bar. Good decision by the manager to give it to Brendan Maher, and a 3rd point for him. 2 from frees. Does any team deserve to qualify today, I wonder?
Yeah, there's still a couple of minutes to go. There's going to be more chances.
2 minutes to go. The referee might add on a few more because of the stoppages. It's back once again via Noel McGrath. Tip trying to win it. Stopped brilliantly here by Daithí Burke. Outside to Mannion like a conjurer, held on to it. The hand goes in then, and that's a foul committed by Niall O'Mara, and it's a free out for Galway.
And Joe's gone back. He's gone back an awful long way, but he's determined to take it.
1 minute to go of the 4 minutes of added time, but the referee will be perfectly within his rights to add on a few more seconds for any stoppages that he has noted. Micheál Donoghue making instructions, issuing orders. Everybody tense, nervous, and wondering what a time to win, but what a time to lose as well. Anything can happen.
What a catch by Daithí Burke there as well. You know, Pádraig Mannion got under a bit of pressure. Joe stealing the yard again. You can hear the crowd. He's after stealing the yard. It could be the one that makes the difference.
It might be. He's got 10 points in this match out of Galway's tally of 21. Sides level. Last minute of injury time. He's inside his own 45. Short. That is short. Dropping in dangerously, however. Oh! Goalkeeper made a great save. James Barry gets it away. Well done to Brendan Gleeson, or Darren Gleeson rather, to keep that one out. And it comes out to Johnny Cohen. Galway looking for another one. It's Canning once again, firing it in from near the sideline. It's a miracle shot. It's gone over the bar. Galway are in front.
And the time is up. What a score by Joe Canning. Johnny Cohen had the vision. Will Barry Kelly blow it up?
11 points for Joe Canning. Galway by 1. Will Tipperary get one more chance? O'Dwyer responding. It's going left. It's gone wide. It's now up to the referee. 22 points to 118. That's 22-21. Galway.
I'd say that. It's 40 minutes in, 40 seconds over.
There won't be much more. He's pointing the way, telling the goalkeeper, let fly, it's all over! Galway are in the All-Ireland final of 2017. Micheál Donoghue has them back in the final once again. And Tipperary, last year's marvellous champions, bow out. It was a terrific second half in particular. It's a match that really and truly could have gone either way. You see what it means to Noel McGrath, but you also see what it means to the manager of Galway, Micheál Donoghue, and his squad of players. What a second half, what drama, and what a finish by Joe Canning to put that one over the bar from on the sideline. His 11th point of the match was a winner.
Well, Ger, I'm nearly breathless. There was mistakes in it, but there was unbelievable hurling and scores. And the couple of points that Joe Canning scored in the end, he scored a long free. And then that last one, Johnny Cohen had the vision, but he just had that split second to take it. And he missed a few frees. He's had a lot of heartbreak over the years. It's only a semi-final. That's what Micheál Donoghue will say when he gets the chance. But a great win for Galway.
And well, the full-time score here in the first of the All-Ireland hurling semi-finals. It's Galway 22 points, Tipperary 1 goal in 8. Galway the winners.